Hey everybody, what's going on? So it's been a while since I've done one of these like introspective videos, I guess, and a lot of people are asking me, why are you yelling so much in your videos, dude? Like, tone it down a little bit. Fucking chill out. Relax, man. Smoke some bud, bruh. Here's some sweet buds. Sorry if I'm a little discombobulated. I tried to pull an all-nighter yesterday. And it turns out that for some reason at nighttime I just can't fucking sleep, and I ended up sleeping for like 2 hours. So I've had 2 hours of sleep in 2 days. And that's always what ends up making me do videos like this, where I just turn the camera on and I don't really have a specific topic that I want to talk about. I just kind of feel like having a stream of consciousness, communication with myself, I guess. The last one I did was when I was in Michigan. It was a video called God is the Good Times, and it was about a dream that I had. So I guess you want to hear about a dream? I'll tell you about a dream that I had recently. And I know the general consensus on dreams is if you personally aren't in them, then you don't give a shit, and I understand, you know. So this video is probably not going to be very interesting, at least this part. I don't know why I feel the need to preface everything I say with some kind of introductory speech. But I had this dream that all these people that I knew in my life had rose to stardom, and from that stardom they, for some reason, branched off into having very successful government careers. And that part of the dream made complete sense to me, because the people that I'm thinking about in my dream are people that I consider fucking scummy. And you gotta be a certain kind of scummy to be elected into office. And suddenly there were all these people, like hundreds of thousands of people singing their praises. And I woke up thinking, man, like, how many people exist that are were enemies of presidents before they became presidents? Like, maybe Bill Clinton stole Hillary Clinton from some guy and he had a huge vendetta against him. And then he had to watch all these people just like sing his praises and sit by, and he knew deep down that he was a fucking asshole, girlfriend stealing piece of shit. But he just had to deal with it, and while he faded into relative obscurity, Bill Clinton will forever be known as a world leader. Well, maybe not forever, but at least for a very long time. As long as America is relevant. There doesn't seem to be any stopping that. That's a train that just keeps on going. You know, you think maybe Barack Obama broke somebody's nose in a bar fight or something. Yeah, maybe I should have flipped that around, because now that sounds racist. Like, maybe Bill Clinton should have been the one that broke someone's nose. Maybe George W. Bush stole cocaine from some drug dealer that, you know, he was using the coke money to feed his family, and because George W. stole all this coke, his family starved to death. And he lived somehow. You know, all those are extreme cases, obviously. Except the girlfriend stealing one. You know, we've all had girlfriends stolen from us. Not to objectify women or anything. And most of us have stolen girls from other people. I remember once, when I was living in Louisiana, I was dating this girl, and her ex-boyfriend would call her all the fucking time. Like, I mean, what the fuck are you doing, baby? Why? What's going on? What are you doing? That's what he sounded like. He sounded perpetually fucked up on substances. And one time I just answered the phone and I was just like, hey buddy, what's up? And I look back at that time now, I'm like, man, that was kind of an asshole-ish way to go about things. You know, I should have just let them take care of their own shit, but instead I stepped in and was like, hey, fuck you, you piece of shit. He just had the voice of someone that just seemed like a piece of shit to me. And then I think now, like, what if that dude becomes president someday? Like, I don't give a shit now. I don't even remember the guy's name, to be honest with you. So it probably wouldn't have any relevance to me. But in this dream that I had, all these people that I don't associate myself with anymore, and they don't associate themselves with me, and it was more than one of them. It seemed like all of my enemies became influential figures in some aspect, in some regard. And I couldn't fucking handle it in my dream. Like, it really burned a hole in my gut. Quite literally, I woke up with stomach pains. Like, I felt like I had an ulcer or some shit. And I was thinking, man, there's thousands of people throughout history that have dealt with this. And I'm not just talking about, like, government figures. Like, I know that the internet loves to hate on someone like Justin Bieber, for instance, but you know for sure that guy has enemies, because he's an asshole. Like, that's why people don't like him, because he's an entitled prick. Like, I understand that. So there's a ton of fucking people that hate him, and yet, right at this moment, I bet Bieber last night had crazier sex than you will ever have in your life, and it burns you. But imagine being one of his actual enemies. Imagine being one of those people. So I got to be careful about who you associate yourself with in life, I guess. Although it doesn't really matter, because no matter who you end up associating yourself with at some juncture, at some point, you're going to make enemies. Especially if you are a polarizing personality, putting that lightly. If you are a difficult person to get along with, or a difficult person to live with, which I'm all those things. How my girlfriend stays with me on a day-to-day basis, I don't have a clue. Like, I'm messy, I'm a fucking slob, I am lazy a lot of the time, I'm quick to get heated if something is especially trying for me. I have a short fuse, I guess. I'm, you know, on the contrast, I'm pretty laid back most of the time. Like, it doesn't take much to keep me satisfied, but if something makes me mad, something really makes me mad, and I don't have much, I feel like I'm losing control of that as I get older. Not saying that I'm, like, abusive or anything like that, but it's not beyond me to start punching doors or fucking throwing penny jars against walls and shit like that. And I don't like that about myself. I don't know when that started, but I feel myself getting that way, like more aggressive. I felt like I had lost a lot of my aggression for a long time, and it creeps back up in pockets. Here recently, I went through the drive-thru at, some people have asked me to tell the story, because I briefly mentioned it in a video a while back, that I got into a fight with someone in the parking lot of McDonald's, and I had no idea who this person was, mind you. I never met this guy in my life. Never met him, never seen him, never in my life heard his voice. But I was waiting in the parking lot, and all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, Weber! Cody Weber! Hey, Weber!" And I'm looking in the window, and I see cars behind me, and I'm thinking, maybe it's somebody I know fucking with me, but I don't recognize anyone behind me. There's a few cars behind. And all of a sudden he goes, "Motherfucker, I'm talking to you." And I look back, and there's a guy walking to the front of the car, and he just starts slamming his fists like a fucking primate on the hood of my girlfriend's car. And I just saw red at that point. I had no idea who this person was. And I got out of the car, and I punched him in the face as hard as I could. Harder than I've ever punched anything in my life. So much so that my knuckles were swollen for days afterward. I've never heard my fist make that sound across someone's flesh before. And he ended up falling down, and that was the end of it. I didn't even get my shit. I just drove off. Or did I get myself? I don't know. It's kind of all a blur. But that's the weird thing, is there's so many people in this area specifically that I'm living in right now, waiting to move again, that they know of me, But they don't know me. They've never met me before. They may have seen a YouTube video or heard a story or something, but it's rarely good. Like when I meet someone and they're like, "Hey, is your name Cody?" I'm always hesitant. I'm always hesitant to be like, "Yeah, I am. That's who I am." And I'm not. It's not because I'm ashamed to be who I am. It's because I know more than likely it's because you've heard negative stories, and because of that, you have this built-up image of who I am, and I'm not that. Probably, I'm probably not that. Maybe I am, but I'm probably not. And it's weird, because I don't go out of my way to be a dramatic person, but it seems like drama finds me somehow. I know that might seem like I'm just not self-aware enough that if drama follows you, it's because you're dramatic. And I've been known to just take wild left turns. So in those cases, I fully understand the drama. But sometimes I just don't. Like, I didn't do anything to spark that fight that happened. People just don't like me. Like, I'm not a likable person for whatever reason. And it's always been that way for as long as I can remember. I've never been a popular guy. Other people in my family have no problem. Like, they're social butterflies. They love going to the bar and love hanging out and love making new friends and hearing new people's bullshit stories. But I'm not. I don't have any interest. There have been times that I felt like I'm a sociopath because I lack compassion if I don't know someone directly, and I have a hard time getting compassion for new people. Which is why I'll be 25 next month, and I'm not really close to anyone anymore. I'm close to my girlfriend. I'm close to my brother, who's kind of like obligated to be close to me because we grew up together and we're family. And I'm close to my dad, again, who was pretty much forced to love me. I mean, I guess he's not forced to, but, that's the only unconditional love I'll ever experience. I could stab him and he would love me. I mean, I never would do that. But I'm close to like 3 people. And that's it. And it doesn't ever bother me until someone brings it up. And I've had a couple conversations with this guy named Kevin on Skype, and he asked me if that fucked with me, and it's kind of been burning a hole in my brain since then. And maybe that's why I dreamt about that specifically, about people that I don't like becoming influential figures in mainstream culture, in the government. And now that I think about it, it is kind of sad, It sucks to be the loser all the time. Sometimes it's not a pity party, because I'm not a likable person. If I wanted to be a likable person, I could probably change myself to be, but I lack the will. So I just don't. Cat's good enough company for me anyway, I guess. I mean, it'd be cool to have friends again. Like, I miss my old friends. I miss those dudes a lot. But, I fucked them over, and in some ways they fucked me. And, sometimes there's no saving that. No matter how much, you wish you could do things differently in life a lot of the time. I realize this whole video's been rambling, but I'm actually filming a time-lapse over there because it's a really pretty sunrise. And it looks like all the clouds are gone, so I guess I can stop doing that and bid you all adieu. What kind of videos would you like to see from me this week? I want to thank Patreon for saving my life, because our main sources of income have not come in yet, and my Patreon money did, and it's my dad's birthday today, and because of that I can hang out with him, which is nice. So I might not have friends, but at least I have a few fans, which is nice. I do appreciate that. Thanks for taking the time to listen to me.